Hi everyone, welcome to Top Tech Stories this week, and this is where we bring you all the happenings in the tech industry. And of course, this week will not be an exception. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. There's still a lot of complaints between Chinese softwares and the US government, or should I say between the Chinese Communist Party and the Western apps, like the Western world and Chinese world. Like those two worlds are just so different when it comes to privacy. The FBI this week has warned a lot of US companies, foreign companies based in China, about a particular software that many Chinese companies use for their tax system. There's a software that all Chinese companies use to remit tax to the government, and the FBI has come out to say that they found out that this software creates a backdoor to the Chinese government, and with that it means that data can be stolen, data can be retrieved at any time, at any given time. So they should be careful in dealing with this particular software. But then that reminds me, or that takes me to exactly what happened this week. The Trump administration closed the Chinese consulate in Texas, Houston. And that was really funny. Like, I didn't see that move coming. But obviously, this rift between China and the US still continues. And in fact, it's getting worse. Of course, Beijing is not happy about that move. But for now, we try to see where this relationship is heading to, or we try to see where this move is heading to. Because that singular act alone sent a lot of message to China from the US. And while US will still be careful using Chinese apps, there is another one, in fact, that is also lurking at the corner, which again, we talked about last week, the TikTok. If you don't know anything about the TikTok app, you can check out our video for last week for more details about that, where we explained how the TikTok posed a threat, or is being posing a threat to the US government. How did we allow tech companies to become our dictators for our everyday life? The likes of Apple, the likes of Facebook, the likes of Amazon, the likes of Google. The US government has realized that these people have become so powerful, and not just only in the US but to the entire world, and they've called for a kind of reform, trying to reshape the way they treat our data and the kind of security measures. Because you remember that last week there was a scam on Twitter, very big scam. We reported that as well, where a lot of celebrities and highly influential people on Twitter were hacked, and because of that it caused the largest scam ever in the history of scamming in the US. And because of this, the US has set up a committee to look into the growing influence of these tech giants. And as such, this committee has put up a hearing for the CEOs of these tech companies. Normally, it was supposed to be an online meeting, like maybe a Zoom call or something, where they will all be present to analyze and give account of what their companies have been doing in terms of our data and in terms of security on these platforms. But then this hearing, antitrust hearing, so they termed it to be, has been postponed, and a new date has not been set for this hearing. But then we look forward to the new date being announced, where we'll listen to these people tell us exactly how they've been using our data and how secured are their platforms, and how going forward we are supposed to use their platforms in terms of privacy and in terms of trust. So we look forward to that date. The popular drone company Phantom, DJI, we hear that their app on the Play Store is also collecting sensitive data. Are we surprised? Are we surprised? Are we surprised? No, we are not surprised. Why? Because this company is a Chinese company. How is it that the largest manufacturer of drones in the world is a Chinese company? And how is it that because this company is a Chinese company and we have to rely on them for our drones, they also collect sensitive data, and of course when they do this, they send it back to China's server, and these servers reside in China directly. So two agencies came together to reverse engineer the app on Play Store, and they discovered a whole lot of security breaches, some of which I'll highlight right now. According to the reports, the suspicious behaviors include the ability to download and install any application of the developer's choice through either a self-update feature or a dedicated installer in the software development kit provided by the Chinese-based social media platform Weibo. What this is saying is that there are certain features from the app that doesn't go back to the Play Store, so you can actually just like update the app directly from the social media based Weibo, which is also a Chinese app anyway. And if that means that you don't get your update from the Play Store, it means that you get it from a randomized link, and that's directly from the server from China. And if that happens, it means that Google does not have a say on the apps that is being installed on Google Play Store, and even the updates that they release are not even vetted by Google. So it means that whatever we are downloading the first time is just the initial app, and then subsequent updates are not being vetted by Google, which is very dangerous. And of course, since they were able to reverse engineer this app, which means that they are able to look through the codes and able to see what exactly the developers has written there, they discovered that a recently moved component that collected a wealth of phone data, including IMEI, IMSI, the carrier name, the SIM serial number, and SD card information, really OS language, the kernel version, screen size and brightness, wireless network name, address and MAC, Bluetooth address. Seriously, all this information I've just mentioned are enough to sell out someone in terms of security. Furthermore, they were also able to discover an automatic restart whenever a user swiped the app to close it. Seriously, DJI, seriously, Phantom. Wow. With all these discoveries, we don't know whether we should trust buying a drone right now. I can't recommend you to buy a Phantom drone right now with this information that I'm just reading out to you. And actually wanted to buy a drone as well, but then reading this information and just knowing about these things just scares me. So I can't recommend you guys to buy a drone. But yeah, if you want to buy a drone, you can go ahead and buy a drone, but be very careful with the type of drone that you want to buy, and make sure you research on the manufacturer properly before you make your purchase. Good news for iPhone users and all Mac users out there: some apps in the iOS store are now free, and some of them I'll list them right here. The Station Weather, Aviation Weather and Chat app, which was formerly $3.99, is now free. The Thunder Space 5K Focus Sleep Relax Meditate app, which was formerly $2.99, is now free. Body Align Pro app, which was $4.99, is now free. Wildcat Sound app is now also free, costing $0.99 before. Sandlot, $0.99 before, is now also free. And Speckle is also free, which costed $0.99 before. Receipt Scanner 2 for expense reports was $3.99, now it's free. You can check up these apps on the iOS store just to verify that they are free. Parallel Text Reader used to cost $0.99, is now free. Jam Maestro Lite Guitar Tab, wow, I think I'll be using this one. Yeah, I think I should check out this one. Guitar Tab Sequencer used to be $0.99 as well, it's now free. I hope we can take advantage of all these free apps. We don't know whether they will become on free again, but yeah, now they are free. You can check them out on the store. And still talking about Apple, there's rumor that iOS 14 Big Sur is coming with Face ID recognition for unlocking, this time around, the MacBook. We've seen Face ID unlock on iPhones, on iPads, iPad Pros, iPad Airs and the likes, but then MacBooks have never come with face unlock before. We've seen Touch ID unlock, we've seen some other biometrics unlock. For those that have the latest versions of maybe 2019, 2020 MacBooks, there are fingerprint scanners to unlock, and of course your iOS watch could also help to unlock your MacBook. But now there are rumors that with Big Sur coming very soon, there will be Face ID unlock. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and wait for that. It will probably come out with the new MacBook 2021, maybe. We don't know yet, but then we keep our fingers crossed until when it is out. And finally this week, Samsung Unpacked is coming very soon. Before now, we've experienced the conference of some of the tech companies like Microsoft Build was a few months ago. Apple's conference held a few weeks ago as well. We're expecting Google I/O also this year, and also Facebook F8. We also envisage that most of them will be online, as we are still not able to go out for conferences due to the coronavirus pandemic. So Samsung Unpacked this year will be around August, and we expect that some of their flagship phones will be available to us for demo. Maybe we'll just be able to see it. Of course, maybe we'll not be able to touch it. But one of the flagship phones we're expecting is the Samsung Galaxy Note 20, and it's customary for Samsung to release their phones in 3 models: the Note Plus, and the Note Ultra. So we're expecting these phones to be demoed, and some other things that Samsung would as well like to demo. So that wraps up Top Tech Stories for today. Remember that our competition is still going on, and very soon we'll be announcing the date for the live draw, which will be sometime in September or October, thereabout. We'll announce the modalities for that as well very soon. But then you do well to keep liking, keep commenting, and if you've not subscribed to this channel, you also do well to click that subscribe button right now, and share this video with your friends. Post it everywhere and let people get to see this video. They can also comment, share, and also subscribe. And if they do that through you, you are at an advantage in qualifying for the live draw of the competition. Until next week, when we'll bring you more Top Tech Stories, it's a wrap up from me, pianist programmer. Cheers.